Okay, we are live now.
Okay.
Okay, sir, welcome. On this Sunday evening, we had to postpone this. So, what a fun way to spend Sunday late evening. And tell me first thing, where are you joining from?
I'm joining from our place in Haridwar, which we call
Haridwar.
as, yes.
Oh, how wonderful. How wonderful. Nice. How long have you been in Haridwar?
Well, actually, I'm here for the last 7, 8 years, but I was born in Haridwar, like
Oh,
my parents, great grandparents. And
okay.
I lived here initially only for a few months, and because I was a baby, and then I used to come only in summer vacations.
I
But
see.
this time I've set up something, so I'm here for quite many years now.
How wonderful, sir. That's so nice to hear. So, just to give
Mm.
everybody watching this and going to watch this a quick background, Mr. Tarun is a member of ours who has also been dealing with Parkinson's like many of our members. So, this is April is Parkinson's month, and we are celebrating members who are dealing with this in a very graceful manner, both members and caregivers. So, we have been talking to many members across this month, and our concluding chapter or the video today is with Mr. Tarun. So, thank you very much, sir, for joining. And I know that we postponed the date and time and all that, and you're very accommodating for all of that. So, thank you so much. So, why don't we talk a little bit about you, sir, first, before we go into Parkinson's itself? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, if somebody asks you, introduce yourself, how would you?
Yeah, so as I told you that I live in Haridwar for 7, 8 years. I did my schooling and all of the education in a faraway place called Pilani, and then I did my masters in from Delhi. So I was in a corporate career for a few decades, and at that time I used to live in Delhi for my studies as well as my corporate jobs. So this is what I had a background, but later on I realized that the amount of time that I spent for my other activities, charitable activities, needed more attention. And so that's how I stopped doing the previous activities of the corporate and shifted to Haridwar. So you can say I'm not a corporate person anymore. I've taken interest of scriptures, reading, and visual arts. That's what I do now.
How wonderful, sir. So when you're working in your corporate job,
Mm.
where was that? Was it in Delhi? Where were you based that time?
Yes, I was based in Delhi and
Delhi.
Gurgaon also later. But I used to travel to other countries very often, like once in 20 days or once in a month, I would travel out
Ah,
for my
okay.
work actually.
Yeah, but that is still a big decision for you to move back to
Yeah.
Haridwar. It's not an easy decision for sure. But I'm sure that's a good decision that you have taken. You seem to be doing well in Haridwar because we keep getting a lot of photos and videos of what sir is doing, which is always very exciting for us. So why don't we talk now a little bit on Parkinson's itself? Maybe to get an idea for people who are watching this, how old are you right now?
57, 57.
57, that's quite young.
Yeah.
That's very young. And how many years back was it that you had some inclination that all is not well with your health? How long was that before?
Yeah. So that was also about 8 years or so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first symptoms like, sir? What did you think was wrong first
Mm,
that you had to go to the doctor?
yeah. So actually, I started limping from the left leg,
Ah,
and initially it was, not, there was just a hint of the limp, but then it became more and more pronounced. I think the limping would have started like roughly, you can say, 11 years ago, approximately. That was one symptom, but it would not pain me. It will not even discomfort me, but the limp was quite noticeable. And the
oh,
other symptom, which kind of gave me problems, or which for which I got concerned, was that I used to feel some sort of a wave passing through my body once, like this.
ah.
So that was another symptom.
How
See,
frequently would you feel this sort of a,
only once in a 24-hour cycle
like
in the
once
night.
a day?
Yeah,
Wow. Were you in Haridwar or Delhi that time?
Delhi the time. Yeah.
Delhi. So you went to a neurologist. What doctor did you go to first?
See, initially I went to orthopedic doctors, the
Hmm.
ones who are concerned with bone. Actually, I met only the standard doctor,
What did
and
they say,
then
sir?
He said, "Oh, don't worry." I said, I wear an extra socks on your left leg. It was winter time. I remember when I met the doctor, and he's a normal, good physician. He was very senior person.
Mm.
He said, "You don't worry because you just wear an extra pair of socks if you think there is a tremor happening on your left leg." And then I told him about the wave. He said, "It'll be okay. Don't worry." So, but then I met the bone doctor, orthopedic doctor, in a hospital which is known for spinal and spinal care. And there the doctor said that, oh, maybe it's due to deficiency, vitamin D and B12, have these supplements, and then it will be okay.
Yeah.
After the supplements, nothing happened.
Nothing.
So we did another test to check up whether the supplements worked or no.
Yeah.
When we checked up, then my levels were normal already. So that is what. And then I finally met another orthopedic doctor. He examined and said, "Oh, and then clinically he said that there's nothing wrong with you in terms of bones. You need to see a neurologist."
Who was this? Who said this? Which doctor said this?
It was the orthopedic doctor. I really can't
Was
remember
another
his name now, but he comes at Sitaram Bharati Hospital, Kutubi Institution area in Delhi.
I see. Interesting. Sir, just a statistic that I want to add here. Almost 50 to more than 60% of people diagnosed with Parkinson's first go to an orthopedic doctor.
Okay.
They all, and most of them also have vitamins prescribed for them. They'll think it's just a vitamin deficiency. So I think in some ways a neuro doctor needs to be trained on how to identify Parkinson's.
Yeah. So, but you see, I met him only once, the neuro doctor, and in that clinical examination, he said that let's handle it. So at the time, he didn't tell me it's Parkinson's. Actually, when I met him for the first time, no.
Then?
So he gave me just one medicine called Raselect 0.5. I
Ah,
took that, and I took that, and everything was okay for a few days. But then again, I went there. Then again, it reappeared in I think a week's time. So he increased it to Raselect 1 mg tablet in a day. So it was okay. I was taking the tablet, and everything was fine. So in a year's time, I got to know that more explicitly that I have this disease, neurological, called Parkinson's disease.
so tell me one thing. I need to understand this, sir. So you go to this neurologist.
Yeah.
He prescribes a medicine that is specially given for Parkinson's, but he doesn't tell you have Parkinson's.
I'm sure he told me, but maybe I didn't focus upon it. I didn't take it that seriously.
Okay,
yeah.
Maybe. Okay, that's one thing. Now tell me one thing. You said you felt better with Raselect and you felt everything was all right. So can you define that? Like, how did you feel you were all right?
Like that the limb disappeared, almost disappeared.
Oh, yeah?
And the wave thingy was not there.
Oh, wow. But again, it recurred after a year or after a month?
Raselect, when he gave me 1 mg, then that happened only in a gap of a week. First 0.5 and then Raselect 1. That was in a week's time. After that, the first time I took Syndopa was a year after that, actually.
And is it from the same doctor?
No, it was not from the same doctor.
Yeah, so what made you go to another doctor?
Yes, so it was like this, that I was in Bangalore at the time, just traveling, and there, I was feeling cold, so some little fever was there. So I went to a normal doctor, neighborhood doctor, like one would go to, and then she said that, "Oh, how are you coping with Parkinson's?" I said, "What Parkinson's?" And she said, "You are taking medicine for this." I don't know. Then it dawned upon me that, oh, I have something like this. I saw Wikipedia and other stuff. And then I got to know more clearly about my medicines. So there's a doctor in
and then
Delhi.
This Bangalore doctor prescribed you Syndopa?
No, she did not, because she was a normal physician.
Oh, okay.
She asked me to meet the doctor, a neurologist.
Okay. Did you meet like somebody in Bangalore?
Yeah. No, I met in Delhi.
Okay.
So that gentleman said he put me first time on Syndopa. Syndopa Plus, actually.
Interesting, sir. Okay. After
my level of ignorance was so much that I didn't even know. I would take Syndopa after the lunch, actually.
Yeah, immediately after, like how we do other tablets, no? Like finish that immediately pop a pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 1 hour gap which should be there either before or after food, you didn't know that. Yeah.
Yes, but after
but tell me one thing. How old were you when you were first given Raselect?
So I was, let's say, about
50.
50, almost 50, I think.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, sir, your symptoms must have been manifesting even when you were like 48, 49. And for it to have
Hmm.
become like a problem for you, it must have been like going to the ortho, then getting this Raselect. That must have taken some time. So in
Yes.
some ways, you would also maybe borderline be considered as a young onset Parkinson's only.
Yes, that's right. I
Right?
am classified as YOPD, young onset
Yeah,
Parkinson's disease. Yeah.
yeah. That is quite young, yeah. And also, given that, sometimes environmental factors, they say because it plays a role, it's
Yeah.
not like you were exposed to pesticides or directly like that. But I guess it's just maybe pollutants or is there a family history, sir, in your case with Parkinson's?
Yes, I must tell you that I don't have family history of Parkinson's, but then I have a family history of schizophrenia. My brother has that. But doctors just note it down when I tell them. They say there's no direct implication or whatever.
Yeah. But Bill, you didn't have schizophrenia, so
No,
you're not
no,
taking
no.
medications for it. So it can't be drug induced also.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that is very, yeah, that's quite a range in the family itself, right? So, schizophrenia is some excessive dopamine. So to
Yeah,
control that, they give dopamine suppressants, and then over the years, that leads to Parkinson's usually.
I
It's
see.
that it's happened. Okay, okay. And sir, tell me one thing. Once you started taking Sindopa, how was it for you? Were you feeling much better than when you were taking just Raselect?
Oh, yes, Sindhuba was dramatic.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was really dramatic because I will take tablet and I'll become quite normal. I mean, even limp will go
you
away.
could do all your activities. You're feeling
Yes,
energetic like that.
exactly.
Oh, nice, nice. And I know that you have had your deep brain stimulation done. So, at what point did you know that Sindopa is not enough for you and you needed the surgical intervention? What was the trigger for that decision?
Yes, so I was told by Dr. Mukhtar Abbas in Bangalore, who was working with the organization, charitable organization in Bangalore, that there is this thing called DBS. He was the first person. After, like, elapse of a few years of taking Sindopa, 4 years, I mean, maybe I think 5 years approximately. So at that time, I got to know, but then I thought, oh, it's a huge task. This is a big decision to be operated upon. So I didn't kind of pay much attention. Now, in the year 2000, I think 19, after the COVID started, I felt that when I would take another problem is that if I take more dose of Sindova, suppose I say 2 Sindova plus I would take, in that case, I'll have huge dyskinesia. Suppose I'm walking and suddenly my right leg will lift up, hand or leg. That's a big problem at that time. So I
Yeah.
so I could not take more Sindova. I had to take. Then I shifted and I was asked to take Sindova 110, the lower version, which
Mm,
I started 2 tablets a day. If I take
mm,
if more Sindova I take, then
yeah.
it was difficult actually.
Yeah. So, sir, just before DBS, how many Sindopas were you taking?
Yes, I was taking Sindova 110, not the plus variant, and I was
Correct.
taking 4 tablets
Mm.
of 110 and one CR for the night.
In the night. Okay. Any
Yeah.
other agonists like Raselect, Amantolin, anything else like that were you taking?
No, I was not taking anything. I think I was prescribed this amantadine tablet.
Mm.
Once I was prescribed, but I did not take it because I was told that every oral medication which is given as a treatment has some sort of side effect. So that's why my objective was to take as minimum as possible. Actually, I used to take only 2 Sindopine a day, but few months closer to the surgery decision, I had to jack it up to 3 and then 4.
Oh, mm. So for
Yeah,
the longest time, you tried to keep your dosage limited. So you were
yeah.
taking only 2 Sindopas. And then were you able to manage all your day's activities with just 2 Sindopas?
Earlier, I was able to do that, and
Mm.
nobody would suspect there's anything wrong with me. Those are that effective, actually.
Okay, okay.
Mm,
And you got your so you realized that if you take more Sindopa, then dyskinesia was high, and then if
yeah.
you reduce the dose of Sindopa, then were your movements not as ideal, sir? Is that why DBS was considered?
Yeah, so actually, I had to drop Sindova Plus altogether and take the
Yeah,
lower version, Sindova 110,
correct.
4 times.
How was it with that?
It was okay, but then by the time already, I think. Sindopa had already done his honeymoon period of 5 years, approximately little more than 5 years. So what would happen is that progressively the good hours, on hours, got reduced. So one
Yeah,
tablet will make me sail through only maximum 90 minutes actually. So
correct.
that was getting into becoming a problem for me. Because some people can take many Sindopa in a day, 8, 9, or whatever.
Correct.
But I do Sindopa will give me effect only if I was empty stomach. So that could happen only 3 times a day actually. So first dose, then
and the off times were increasing, no, sir?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And
when I
during
would take
that,
tablet,
how
I
bad
had,
was it, sir? How bad was it off time?
yeah, it was quite bad because like when I took the first tablet at 7 o'clock, it's a good effect. Effect will start roughly in half an hour's time, 30 to 45 minutes. So then my countdown begins. Because I knew that Sindopa's effect is going away by 9 in the morning. 7:30 to 9, 1.5 hours, it will give me effect. So I had to run those sort of things. I cannot waste even a minute.
Finish everything you want to do in that time. Yeah.
Yeah, even going to potty, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Cinderella hour is over. So then I would not. It was quite bad. I had to lie down actually on the sofa.
Yeah.
And slowly, what happened is also that one is that I would could not turn in my bed by myself. And also, there was a big problem of dyskinesia and also bradykinesia, slow movement, like this, slow motion.
Movements. Yeah. Yeah.
It would take me 20 minutes to change my night clothes, in the morning,
Yeah.
which a normal person will take like 50 seconds or a
Correct.
minute to change. I mean, how much time do you need really to take? Nothing.
Exactly. So, and this was done in Delhi, the surgery?
Yeah. Surgery was done in Delhi in the All India Institute of AIMS.
You did it.
AIMS, yeah.
Who are your doctors?
So I'll tell you, you asked me a question that what made me decide about going for DBS surgery.
Yeah.
So what happened that time when I was taking so many medicines? What happened was that my speech started, getting affected. I started. There would be some sort of stutter or a bit of kind of sometimes I would think stammer, and my lips will not open appropriately. So I had a speaking problem. So that kind of made me panic actually. That was during the time of like 2 years ago approximately. And that time I thought if people, I can't make people to understand what I'm saying, what I'm speaking, then it's going to be a huge problem. So that time I thought, oh, I must really explore, I must do this DBS thing.
So the speech was also a game changer for you, the difficulty in speech, not
Yeah,
just
that was,
spells.
yeah.
Your speech was also affected. So you thought, okay, let's get the DBS done. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to share some details about doctors? Would you feel comfortable doing that?
Yes, I'm comfortable. So in the sense that as long as we can, so in the AIMS, sorry, they have good neurology department. Sorry.
Drink some water, sir.
Yeah. So it was quite nice that they have good team of surgeons. They've been doing this DBS surgery for quite some time now.
Drink some water and come. No hurry. It's just us.
That's okay.
Go drink and come. I'll wait.
No, if I require again, I'll go down. Have a sip.
Okay.
So this is how it took. Now, what happened in AIMS was that I was admitted for 3 weeks actually. Yeah. So I was doing various things. They were testing out, documenting what the videos for, how are my muscular responses when I take tablets, how I walk when my syllabus completely zero, how I walk when my syllabus 50% effective approximately, this way. But then I had a skin condition.
No, I think you should pause. Yeah, please go drink water and come.
Okay. I'll just come.
No, pause. I'll just keep your video off. Yeah. So for those of you watching, we'll just be on a slightly small break until sir comes back. And if you have any questions, whoever is watching, please put it in the chat window. That will be very helpful. So just some statistic that I want to say until Sir comes back. We at Parivarthan have almost 350 families as our members. And in that, I can say that only maybe 5 to 10%, if that, have had their DBS done. So as much as the DBS surgery helps, not many are either eligible for it or they have not done it for other reasons. Either they are too scared of it, or there are some financial constraints to do it, things like that, or there's lack of information. Because sometimes it's very important that one trusts the doctor who does the DBS surgery. So these are some of the reasons why people have not gone ahead with it. And we have also seen that not a lot of doctors recommend. You had some water, sir. So I was just telling to, keep the video going, that although it's a very beneficial thing to do, not
Yeah.
many get their DBS done. Either, doctors themselves don't inform on time. There is a lot of misunderstanding about what it can do. And the cost of DBS is also one prohibitory factor.
Yeah.
Many issues like that. And there is also a lot of medical eligibility criteria. Just because somebody has PD, they are not eligible for DBS. So that is also there. So now you tell, please continue. So you said the treatment at AIMS was very good. You said you're admitted for like 3 weeks and they did a whole host of tests on you. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how long were you there after the surgery, sir?
So there's a twist in the tail. After 3 weeks, I was discharged without surgery. What happened was that it was discovered that I have developed some skin infection outbreak was there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that then there was a choice: do we want to take a risk or no? But then I thought that this is an elective surgery. There's no emergency. So then I came to Haridwar back, and
Oh,
then I was
so you were admitted for 3 weeks. You had a skin
yeah.
infection, and then you
Yeah.
came back to Haridwar.
Yeah, so surgery was all set up, but a day before surgery, it was found that I have a skin infection.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow, the
Hmm.
day before. Okay, then you came back to Haridwar and then
Yeah. Then again, I went after 2 months or
2
2.5 or
months.
3 months. Yeah.
Okay. And then did they have to redo
Yeah.
some of the tests or no?
No, not really. The MRI was already done
Oh,
earlier in the
MRI
period.
was done. Okay.
It was already done in the first day. So
Okay.
there was no test to be done. So I was operated upon. Yeah, in there. So there was another thing was that there was a choice to be made in terms of the vendor, supplier of the implant. So
Right.
there are two big suppliers in the market, and a comparative also made. That decision we took, and the surgery was done then.
Okay. And who were the doctors who were with you for the surgery?
Oh yeah, so the surgery was Doctor. There were quite a lot of people because they also teach. I'm just trying to think. His name I'll tell you in
No,
short
if you
while.
can't remember, that's fine. That's fine. It'll come back to you. No problem. So
Yeah.
tell me one thing, sir. After the surgery, what
Yeah.
has been the big difference for you? I mean, of course, I can see that you're speaking very well now, and must have been a challenge before you went in. So your speech clarity is very good. And how is your movement? What are the other changes that you have seen?
Yeah. So there have been dramatic improvements, I would say.
Dramatic, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Tell
yeah,
me,
yeah.
okay, were you operated on in 2020, 2021? When was it?
It was in the month of, I guess, June, a year and a half ago. So it's 24, 22.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
Very recent only, but yeah, go on.
Yeah.
What dramatic change?
Almost 2 years, you can say,
Almost.
1.5 years plus. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, what dramatic changes?
So yeah, it was quite dramatic in the sense initially, but initially, when I was in the hospital, I could there was no problem in sleeping, turning, in bed and other things. But it was the benefits kind of rolled out. It took me more time. Generally, those benefits, the person's movement becomes more fluid, and he becomes more comfortable in a day or in a week or so after the surgery. So in my case, it took quite a long time. I was there in Delhi for many months, actually, till possibly almost like December or so, doing a lot of physiotherapy there. Because in my case, it took me quite some time. Like I think by December, it took me. Even I go to doctors now also, slowly. It took me more time because I think the challenge was that they cannot give me high dosage of impulses, electrical impulses through the implant.
Correct.
But I required that much to be given. So so I had some problems continued of walking and all.
Mm.
So they gave me a bit of Syndopa only, half a tablet.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how things happen slowly. But
Okay.
afterwards,
Okay.
for example, when I think that about 6 months ago my setting of the implant was okay.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, like I can walk for 20, like and I can walk easily, no problem, no limp, there's no limp at all,
Now,
and no off hours is there. So I'm actually throughout the day, the speech has got much better.
that's very nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
So tell me now, sir, how many Syndopas are you taking now?
yeah, I'm taking 4 times a day Syndopa,
Oh, okay.
Syndopa plus, but quarter tablet each time.
Oh, quarter tablet. Okay.
Yeah, so effectively you can say one tablet
Yeah.
and
It's
then
come
no
down so
tab.
dramatically, no?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm.
But so night medicine also I don't have to take. There's
Okay. No
Syndopa
CR
CR.
also, no?
No. But then you see to support that Syndopa, I'm taking other tablets also, which is amantadine, the amantadine tablet.
Mm.
I take 2 tablets in a day.
Okay.
And similarly, I also take one more tablet, which is like called, it's something, Pacitane 2 mg twice a day.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So these two are both twice a day, is it? Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
Morning and is it morning and night?
No, morning and afternoon.
Morning and afternoon. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're seeing a good change. You're able to carry on with your daily activities pretty well now.
Yes.
That's nice.
So now, something after the surgery was that I had problem of, fascination was there.
Yeah.
Like when I'm freezing, I would observe that kind of continued after surgery in the initial months. But I was quite patient and I used to do like physiotherapy exercises like 4.5 hours at least in a day.
Yeah.
2 different physiotherapists would come to me, Delhi. I was staying there.
Yeah.
And then I would go to 2 physiotherapy centers also myself.
Nice. Very nice. Sir, I get a lot of photos and videos on the group from you on what you're doing in Parivarthan. So I know that you're very physically active. So can you tell a little bit? Okay, just before we go to that, did you do chargeable battery, rechargeable battery, or not rechargeable?
Yes, you're right. These are chargeable battery. It's
Rechargeable battery.
by the Boston Scientific, is the name of the company which manufactures it.
I see.
And I'm told that these will last 25 years.
Okay, very
I told them it seems the battery will outlive me.
God willing.
The good thing is that the battery, it doesn't give me hassle because I have to charge it only once in 3 weeks actually.
Oh, really? Not every
Yeah.
day. Oh, okay. Interesting, sir. Also, one question that a lot of people ask for DBS is, did you have insurance to cover this surgery?
No, I did not have insurance to cover the surgery, but you see this episode of being admitted and then discharged. So I did buy a new insurance before my surgery actually.
Oh,
But I declared to them that hey, I have this disease, I have this kind of medical condition. So most of the costs will not be covered. Yeah.
so
So
most of the costs will not be covered.
yeah. There was
Oh,
no point in being tricky with the insurance company. I thought it's okay.
okay. So you paid it out of pocket. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
right.
is a very important thing because a lot of members ask if, and a lot of them have used insurance also. Some fully, some partly, but they have used it. So this is good. Now let's also move to the good parts. So in terms of physical activity, please tell us what have you been doing since DBS?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, but my example is not the best example to be copied.
Why
My
so?
doctor, because I do like when I was doing physiotherapy, I was really into it. I built up muscles, I do weightlifting, so many things. 4.5 hours I'll do every day. But
This
I
was
was
before or after DBS?
no, after DBS I'm saying.
Ah,
So what was happening was that I had different people come in to do physiotherapy, help me with physiotherapy things.
Okay.
Now I was confined to a room. I was living in an institute guest house,
Okay.
and so this way I was my walking did not take. I didn't get good opportunity to strengthen my walking. When I
Mm.
came to back to Haridwar finally in January, you know, then I started walking. So initially I would walk like 10, 11 kilometers in a day.
No, sorry, I
So
just lost you because of the disturbance. Can you say that
okay,
again?
yes. So what I'm saying is that after my surgery, for many months when I was in Delhi, I would do a lot of
Yeah,
physiotherapy
you were doing a
exercises.
lot of therapies in the room, but not going out. And then,
Yeah. And then when I came to Haridwar, I thought I must improve my walking, gait training I should do.
yeah.
That I started doing, but I left exercises or physiotherapy exercises. So
Um,
I would walk typically like 10, 11 kilometers in one go.
oh, okay.
Yeah, even now I walk actually today also I walk 5 kilometers. I have an app on my phone
Hmm.
which tracks with the balance and other things that checks. So yeah, which I could not do. I could not walk like from my bedroom to my bathroom earlier. Okay, about 5 kilometers.
No, sorry. What are you saying? You should walk or you should not walk?
No, one should walk. Definitely one
Yeah.
should walk.
But don't walk 10 kilometers at a stretch, is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm saying that it could be balanced. That what I'm doing is that I'm doing a lot of walking, but I'm not doing other therapy
Yeah.
exercises,
Yeah.
which I
Before
should.
that, you were doing only other exercises and not doing the gait. Now you're doing a
But
lot of walking and not the other exercises.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
Haridwar is also very nice to walk, no, sir. So one can't blame you.
true.
So do you have, are you doing everyday physiotherapy now?
No, I'm not doing. I should do, but I've not been doing, and I'll start doing now. I think I'll have to.
Okay, please do,
Yeah.
please do. On other symptoms, how are your other symptoms? Sir? Are you able to sleep well at night? How is your appetite?
Yes, I was able to sleep well. Thank God. Even now, I can sleep in my time or whenever I go to bed at 10.
Mm.
So that is there. Those symptoms really are not there. I can sleep well. But what happens here is that I developed something which was not there earlier, which is tremor. A typical classical
Oh,
symptom of tremor,
okay.
which I did not have. Most of the people have tremors, people with
Correct.
Parkinson's disease.
Correct.
In my case, those tremors appeared after surgery only, and
Uh,
they were not bothering me much. But now, for the last I can say 4 or 5 months, I have no tremors at all. Even those have gone away.
oh, they've gone. Oh, that's strange.
Yeah,
You developed tremors and now the tremors have gone.
only now. And then you see what happens in addition to tremors.
Mm.
What I also developed other symptoms like my clawing your feet toes become clawed, you know that, right? Feet.
Yes, dystonia.
So if your kind of toes roll up, you can't
Mm.
wear your shoe appropriately, which also developed actually after my surgery,
Oh, okay.
and that vanished completely. That also went away 6 months ago.
Oh, that's also gone. Okay.
Yeah, so these two
Did you
negative
do
effects are
anything
gone.
differently for all this tremors, dystonia, for all this to go away, sir?
Beg your pardon.
For the tremors to reduce and disappear, and for this dystonia, the curling of the feet, for that also to
Yeah.
go away, did you do anything specific? Was
No,
there
it
any
was
change in
just.
medication? The signals, was the current frequency, was it changed? Did anything change?
Oh yes, that was changed. The frequency was changed a lot. It was changed. So I'll say that the frequency change was done. A lot of improvements were brought because of those. And also, what happened was that since I used to go to a physiotherapy center, they made some orthopedic arrangement for me to handle the clawing issue.
Okay.
And curling of the toes. But the orthopedic treatment they did not last much,
Mm.
because the problem was not orthopedic. So how will it?
Correct.
So
Correct.
yeah, what happened was that afterwards, then this the Boston Scientific people said that now we in India we are offering
Mm.
a special service for the people who I don't know what is the qualification, but I
Mhm.
think every Boston Scientific customer could avail of that facility that they have a proprietary software which
Yeah.
they run through soft copies of MRI and CT scan of the brain.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so if you use the software prior to surgery, then it is actually meant to guide the doctor how should
Oh,
their position done.
oh,
In my
Okay,
case, I had already, the operation had happened, surgery had happened. He said no, but it is still useful
correct, correct.
because it will tell us where are those implants right now and what is the best thing we can do. After with this information, they did another round of setting, and
Okay.
so my current level had prior to that my current level had been increased so much that it was going to up till 4 units. With this new tuning or new programming, the current also not only the current level was brought down to 2, reduced by half, and not only that but also
Mm.
other things improved which were lacking earlier. No
Oh.
dystonia, no curling,
So
no
tell me, this is
tremor.
very interesting. So you, after you adjusted your current and your frequency, this improvement has happened. So tell me one thing, sir. These people
Yeah.
who approached you and then did have this software and did this test on you, did you know of them before? How did they approach? Is it through your doctor's team? How was this done?
Yeah, so yes, they were the people working employee of the company in Boston Scientific. I knew them before surgery.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
they had a new software, is it? So they said you could
yeah.
try this now and see where your current needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, the software was new, but it was already available a year ago or 2 years ago.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was not available in India.
I see. But that
Yeah, so,
after your surgery, it got available. So they must have told you, why don't you try this and see how we can?
yes, yes,
Oh, very interesting. So that actually helped, no, sir, then?
yes, definitely.
Oh,
It
wow.
helped in two ways. You see, one is that my problems, kind of whatever problems, they went away, and the other thing was that current level exposure to brain also reduced. So it
Yeah.
gives him more bandwidth, you see, to handle things. Then,
Correct. 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 So as long as you're feeling so much better, this is
yeah.
great. All these nuances are very important for others listening
Yeah.
to this also to know. So very good on
Yeah.
that. Now a little bit about, I think we got a lot of medical information. So, but tell me one thing, prior to being diagnosed with PD, did you have
Mm.
any other comorbidities like BP, sugar? Did you have anything else?
I had blood pressure. Yes, I had high blood pressure,
High blood pressure.
hypertension.
But you were
Yes, I
taking
would.
medicines for it for years.
Yeah, I was taking Silacard. In the winter, I would take 2 tablets, one morning, one evening, Silacard 10.
I see.
And in summer, I will take only one tablet.
Oh,
So
I
that
see.
continues actually.
And you still do that. Okay. And that
Yeah.
is the only other health issue that you've had other than PD, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, that's good to know. So now moving away from medical information, a little bit on, so I know that it's not an easy disorder to live with, although I can see that you're doing your best and you're also being your best. You've
Mm.
taken medication, you've done your treatment, you're also keeping yourself physically active and very much in connection with the nature. From what I
Mm.
say, you're always out and about connecting. And that's a very important thing that we tell our members also to connect with nature. It
Mm.
increases dopamine and has a good sense of well-being once you do that. If you have to give one or two suggestions to people who are dealing with Parkinson's, what would you say?
Well, I would say that it is was first of all we have to understand and agree and kind of conclude that this is a progressive disorder. So whatever is the condition today will not be there tomorrow. It will change. So since it's a progressive disorder, but it is not a life-threatening disorder. It is just people do not leave this word due to Parkinson. So these things are there. So one should build memories or be around to meet the people, family, friends, because you should, this is the time to kind of save your emotions and all. The other thing is that not only it is a progressive disorder, but also the disorder could manifest in various other ways and various other ways. So it's very important for people and families to support the patient. So it is good that if you can build a network or kind of strengthen your network of friends and relations and look for signs early. It's good if you can get to know Parkinson's sooner the better. Some people are even saying that if you get to know in a very early stage, so it can be halted. And some people think it could be rolled back also. So far, it has, I mean, I don't know what the status from medical side in terms of whether this is an agreeable proposition or no. So that is what I'll say to people. And the whatever we do with whatever interventions we can think of medically, Everything
Yeah.
is in the space of treatment. They are not cured actually. Only treatment. They treat the symptoms. There's no cure. Even DBS is not a cure. People like to say it
It's
is
not.
protective in nature, or it can halt. No, current medical status is that there is no cure. It's only treatment. And
Yeah.
however, in future maybe if cures are available,
Maybe.
maybe it could be halted also. That's people are saying that.
Correct. 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 Yeah, yeah, very well said, sir. I mean, this seems very simple, but according to me, it's very wise and mature. One is to say that accept your disorder. It's not fatal. It is something that can be managed. So the sooner you accept that you have Parkinson's, the better you can manage it. And you said, I like what you said about you can create memories because you can spend time with your family, friends. Once you accept the disorder, it frees up your mental bandwidth to focus on things that you also enjoy to do. So you can take care of your health, simultaneously be there with your loved ones. That's very well said. And I also like how you have very graciously accepted that every treatment is not a cure for Parkinson's, and it's a progressive disorder. So yes, it does get difficult with age, with over the years. Um, but also one need not always be having false hopes, thinking if some advertisement comes, if some treatment therapy center says, oh, we have cure for Parkinson's, then you're running towards the next best thing, thinking that's the cure. You're saying there is no cure yet, but God willing, there'll be some technology or medication soon enough, at least which will halt the progress of the disorder, if not completely cure it. That is very well said, sir. I mean, very wise. And, as I said, as simple as it sounds, but it's very, very hard to accept. And I also like what you said about family being a source of support. And I want to emphasize a bit on that. Anybody dealing with Parkinson's cannot do it just by themselves. You need a family, you need a community of therapists, social workers like us. Only with all this, you can manage one disorder, like, because it's a long-term thing that one deals with. It's not for just a year or two.
Yes, families and friends, I would say.
Yeah, friends who are like family. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
true.
they're the best network. Yes, yes, absolutely, sir. Very well said. And thank you so much. Tell me one thing before we go. I also want to ask you, what is the biggest lesson that you have learned since you started dealing with Parkinson's?
Mm. Well, one should not take everything for granted. I think that is a lesson. And one should be responsive to what your body is trying to tell you.
Ah,
So this I would say, make as
especially
many
don't
friends.
take health for granted.
Yeah, true. Not take it for granted.
And listen to your body. People, either you have PD or not, listen to your body. If it says rest, you rest. If it does not agree with some food, then don't give it that food. So respect your body. Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
very well said, sir. Very well said. And very gracious, although it has been, I'm sure, not very easy for you to be affected with PD at such a young age, but you're doing so phenomenally well. And your story will be very informative and inspiring for a lot of others who will watch this.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much to you
thank
and Parivarthan team also.
Yeah,
My regards are there with you people. Thank you so much.
thank you. Stay back,
Thank you.
sir. Yeah, stay back for a second.